United Rugby Championship. Maybe if I can just start, gents. Treviso, how are things going? How's the weather? How's the gym? How's the facilities?
Well, I'll let Mon
Yeah,
go.
I think for me, I think Treviso's really been good. The weather's quite similar to what we usually get back home. You know, the sun's out. Temperature's been good and kind to us. So, usually when we come on tour, you get that gloomy, rainy weather. So, obviously, it's always nice to go overseas and see a little bit of sun. It sort of allows you to go out there and enjoy the sun, have a little walk with some of the teammates and stuff like that. So, it's been pleasant so far for me.
And Jules, just a bit of insight. What is the program looking like today? What have you guys gotten up to so far today?
Yeah, I think what was lucky was the travel allowed us to arrive here just after 10 yesterday, which gave the guys a good break until dinner that evening, yesterday evening. And then we had some recovery after that, not the coaches, the players. And then, the guys woke up late this morning. We had a gym session, where the guys started moving again. And a little bit later on, we'll have a field session just to get the bodies loose and polish the last little bit of detail and stuff. And really looking forward to this clash this weekend.
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, colleagues, I'll open it to you guys now. I don't see any hands, so whoever wants to go, more than welcome. Jan.
Thank you, Julian. Thank you. I think the big question is, what are you guys actually, Emmanuel, if you want to, what are you guys actually expecting from the Benetton team? And obviously playing on their home turf, it's a very different environment.
Yeah. Yeah, I think obviously coming to Italy, we all know the Italians are quite emotional people. They've got a very strong, supportive fan base. So when you come here, it is always a difficult game. We also do know that they're very they play a very expansive and attractive brand of rugby as well. They have a good, very very good counter attack, quite similar to how we want to play the game as well. So it's going to be quite a difficult game. We know that hopefully the weather will play its part and allow us to play an expansive game that we want to play. But we all know that Benetton, I think they always come and they always pitch when they play at home. So it will be a difficult outing for us. But obviously we came here to get the points and get the W. So our focus is going to be on that to get the win. Obviously we do know and we do respect them for the team that they are. But yeah, we strongly believe in what we have going on here, and I think we're going to get the win this week.
Julian, just a follow-up from that. I mean, Emmanuel mentioned that you guys also enjoy playing an expansive game. Is there a risk of just going into a helter-skelter game, being drawn into a helter-skelter game, rather than try and stick to some sort of structure and making sure you, at the very least, play in the right parts of the field?
No, that's a great question, and I think, and that is the risk with any team that want to play, because it's obviously easier to attack in your half because they're wing and fullbacks back, or they're 10 and fullbacks back, so there's more space to attack. But you have the risk, because if you turned over there, you had risk for penalties. But if you have confidence and that grows within the team, you almost are willing to take a little bit more risks as soon as the team gets more confidence. So I think what's lucky is Benetton likes to throw the ball and we like to throw the ball. So I think it's going to be a nice game to watch, and a team that will be accurate and will be able to absorb the pressure will do well. I think, having spoken to a couple of the players in the team, is last year playing Benetton by us, it was one of the most physical games, and that's what we look forward to, is the physicality of the game.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, and obviously playing against a quality team. They've got a couple of the guys playing in the Six Nations coming back this weekend. We haven't seen their team, but that's what we're expecting. So it's going to be a good battle and a really good game for us to see where we're at. And we feel we've grown over the last couple of weeks. And we obviously, it's only what happens between the four white lines on the weekend that actually counts. So to see all the work that the guys have put in, to see that coming to flow this weekend will be good to see.
Last one from me, Emmanuel. Obviously, you guys are coming off 2 URC wins. Obviously, a couple of Currie Cup games and stuff. What is the mood like in the camp now? Are the guys have you got that momentum now? I know you guys travelled very well last year, and then there was a couple of hiccups in January. But what is the mood like, and have you guys got that momentum still going in the camp?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, getting those 2 wins that we got about 2 weeks ago important for us. I think we took a lot of confidence out of that. Obviously, we always felt as if the ability was there. Obviously, like you said, in January, we had a couple of hiccups. But I think that gave us a lot of confidence and just sort of focusing on the things that makes us as a team and focusing on our identity as a team, and just keeping the things and ticking the box that makes us keep going. You know what I mean? I think these past two games has been a confidence booster for us. But I think it's more important to get a couple more wins under the belt. I mean, 2 wins doesn't really mean much. I think we really have to build on from what we did in the past 2 URC games and sort of implement that in this week's game. Yeah.
Thanks, Jan. Anyone else? Yes, Ross.
Thanks, Janice. So how's it, guys? Julian, a lot has been said about you guys tapping into Andries Coetzee knowledge ahead of this game. Have you guys got quite a bit out of him from it? And has he given you some really good insight into what to expect?
Yeah, well, it's been good to have Boobas, because obviously he played here for quite a bit. He knows all the good spots in Treviso, and then obviously knows a couple of the guys. And I don't think we're in a game of like trying to get an unfair advantage, but like the info is given us about their character and what they take confidence out of and what actually frustrates them. I think that's valuable information for the team to have, and then to just like know what you're up against, playing in these conditions on that field against a team that he knows well. So that has been good. As I say, you can have all the information, but you have to pitch up on the day. That'll make the difference between getting a W or not. But yeah, it's always good to have someone that knows the city, that knows the people. So he didn't give us too much, but he gave us enough. Maybe he gave the players a little bit more than we'll be able to.
Not so much.
And obviously, with how tight it is in the log at the moment, you guys know that a loss would probably knock you out of contention. Are you guys sort of, and you're also battling with Benetton for that final sort of playoff place. So is that something that you guys have been talking about, or is the focus just firmly on the game at hand, and then you'll take that stuff on as it comes later on?
Yeah, I think for me, the message that I get from the camp and from the coaches has always been just focus on this week's game. And I think obviously we put ourselves in a position now where we sort of have to rely on certain teams to lose and certain teams to win. But I think, that's an unfortunate thing. We place we find ourselves as a team. But I think what we can do is just like control the controllables and control what we can do, and that's beating Benetton this week, and then obviously the next 2 games after that, and then we'll just have a look and see what the log looks like at the end. I think most importantly for me, it's just looking straight ahead of this weekend, focusing on Benetton and just taking 1 week at a time.
It's a great one.
Just lastly, from my side, Emmanuel, the Lions loose trio is looking extremely strong at the moment. It's probably the strongest you guys have been for a while. Are you guys sort of enjoying your play at the moment, and how big do you think the battle's going to be in the loose this weekend?
Yeah, for sure. I think playing with Franca and Ruan is always I enjoy it. I mean, I think we complement each other's game quite nicely. I think in certain areas where we one may fall short, another will excel in. So we actually a very good blend of physicality and skill and X factor and all that. I think it's just been enjoyable for me. I think we have a good understanding on the field amongst each other, and I think we played a couple of games with each other and starting to get into the rhythm of things. Obviously, we know Benetton have a couple of international loose forwards as well, so it's a good test for us. I mean, last week, not last week, but the previous URC game we played against the Bulls, we went up against international loose forwards as well. So we love the challenge. We always love going up against international players to sort of test and see how well we can do against them, and also just to showcase the world that we can compete with the best. So going up against a good loose trio like the Italians that we're going to play this weekend is always something that we look forward to, and can't wait to experience. Yeah.
Thanks, Ross. Morgan.
Yeah, thanks for that. Coach, just quickly from my side on Assen, the recent matches that he's played, he's come out of the blocks and has probably been one of our better players. Just speak about, how did from a personal perspective and your perspective rather, how did you help him improve his game scrummage-wise, and then also getting around the park the way he does? Which way have you helped him along in that regard? Because his scrumming is improved, he's tackling like a madman, and he gets around the park as well.
Is that as a 90, Morgs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Morgan, thanks for the question. Nice to see you again. What has been really great is to see the growth, and it's not just in Asanati, but obviously me having played tighter, it makes it a little bit more special. But to see the growth in every player throughout the season or throughout a couple of seasons, even like Manu sitting next to me, that's I think why I enjoy this role that I play, or a little bit that I do. I enjoy it so much. So to see Asai really improving with his scrumming, obviously he got guys like Manu and the locks behind him, and I always say scrumming is a back thing, and it's 16 or 8 guys with 16 feet that do the job. But him improving as an individual has been massive, and then the determination that he has to work extremely hard on the field is something that not everyone sees. But you see the result of it, him being able to make a massive tackle because he's in the right position because he worked hard to get there. So that for me is encouraging. And he's such a great team man, such a great guy. I think I will attest to such a great guy, and the whole team enjoys him. So for someone like that to make a step up recently has been great. And obviously he had the opportunity to learn from a guy like Ruan Dreyer and Carlos Sori that was here before, and Yanni. So that's when I think a team functions well, or a unit functions well, is when you learn from guys, and then when you get your opportunity, you grab it and you take it with both hands, and then you really show the world what you're made of. Because we knew we had that. It's just a little percentage of improvement every year and there. Playing with the right guys, that makes a big difference. So it's been encouraging to see, and it's good to see him make big hits like that, Morgan.
Yeah, definitely. And then just from a bit of a left field question, recently the England versus Ireland game, there was a red card in that game and was then downgraded to a yellow card for the tackle. I can't quite recall now the names of the players. Have you guys obviously reviewed that and had a look at that decision? Is that going to change how? I mean, can it change the way that you guys approach the tackle rule and the way you guys defend? Because I mean, it was a very harsh red, but regarding the law, it followed the regulations, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't know, Morgan. What was your opinion on that? Do you think it was harsh? Do you think it should have just been a yellow?
At most a yellow card, and I would even have gone as far as saying just a penalty, a very harsh penalty.
Almost.
Yeah, I think for us as well, we haven't like officially reviewed it, but obviously you'll have like chats between each other, and I have made the statement before, and nothing against Jacope, but I think he just followed like almost like the rule practically. But it's like almost, I don't want rugby to become soft for me personally, because that's what I loved about the game when I was a lighty, watching the game as guys cleaning. I wanted to swear now, but cleaning really hard and cleaning each other well and tackling each other really hard and carrying with like explosiveness. And that for me is why I love the game. But and I don't want that to go away. And I don't think refs obviously don't, or whoever governs the rules don't do that too. But we have to look after player safety, but also preserve the physicality of the game. So I'm glad I'm not in that position to govern the rules, because I think it's really tough. But I don't think it changes anything in the way we want to tackle. To get to your question, I think we like the guys to still have a good level change, make a good tackle, make a positive tackle, be nice and square. So I don't think it changed our view. I don't know, Mon, if it changes the way you think about it, but we certainly didn't address it in the sense that, James, we ought to be careful of this. We're just going to do what we've been doing and ask the individuals to. We obviously have been carded quite a couple of times. It's just the awareness about player safety in that situation. Everything happens really fast, so it's not easy to adjust that quickly, but we have to do the best we can to protect players, but also then to have that physical edge. I hope that answers the question, Morgan.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a debate that we can have probably for hours, so that's fine. Just lastly from me, just a quick one now. Is everyone fit and healthy for the game? No injury concerns when you got over to Italy?
Morgan, yeah, it's nice to have a guy like Notti's back. And I think, well, Krila, I don't think we will make this weekend, but what is nice is we can have exactly the same starting lineup as what we had against the Bulls. Like Manu mentioned earlier, when you get that continuity, it's just so much easier. It's easier to slot into the roles. So we've been able to select a very similar team than the last 2 weekends where we played URC, and that gives a lot of guys confidence and builds on the continuity. So good to have Nottis back, but very much a similar team to what we've had. I don't have the teams out yet. Send me that.
No, not yet. Only tomorrow. I think you spilled some of the beans, but not all of them. No, that's fine. Thanks for that, Morgs. Percival, we'll give you the last one before I release it for Manu, especially needs to go on strap. So, Percy, you'll take the last one.
And so thank you so much for the opportunity. I'll ask the easiest questions from all of my colleagues here. I want to ask Julian Afrikaans questions and maybe just one English question to Emmanuel. Julian, net kortliks ter opsomming. Ek weet Emmanuel het kortliks verduidelik oor hoe julle hierdie wedstryd benader, maar wat is julle motivering? Veral as ek agneem hoe julle tans op die punteleer is. Wat is die Leeu's se motivering in hierdie volgende 3 wedstryde? Van ek sê baie van julle ander kollegas aan die praat van 'n soort van die business end van die kompetisie nou.
Ja, presies wel. Manu het eintlik gevra, hy wil graag in Afrikaans Hy wil. Nee, presies wel vir ons die belangrike ding en ek Manu het dit nou vroeër gesê is om te bou op die momentum wat ons nou huidigelik het, en ek voel die laaste 2 weke het ons nou gewen en dis die momentum, maar ons het die momentum gevoel in oefening, hoe die ouens begin oefen het en hoe ons week begin beter raak het, en dan sien jy op die naweek sien jy resultate. So vir ons is dit, ek dink soos Manu ook gesê het, die punte stand op die oomblik maak dit vir ons moeilik, en dit amper wat ek dink moet nog 'n Wallis se span deurgaan of hulle 9 of 10 eindig, maak nie saak, hulle moet in die top 8 wees. So daar is 'n paar goed wat moeilik is, maar ons weet ons het 3 wedstryde oor in die URC in die gewone seisoen, wat natuurlik die naweek is, en dan het ons nog Leinster en Zebre. So ons het nog 3 belangrike wedstryde vir ons om te groei as 'n groep en dan die beste doen wat ons kan doen. Is belangrik vir ons. So ons wil werk in die goed ons nou al gewerk het. Die later deel van die seisoen het ons 'n paar veranderinge gemaak en dit begin ons nou sien, ons begin dit voel. En soos ek sê, al wat saak maak is die naweek tussen die 4 wit lyne. En as ons daai goeders gaan implementeer, glo ek gaan ons 'n beter kans hê. So dis ons fokus, sowel en ja, ek glo regtig die ouens is besig om die span is besig om saam te trek en is lekker om te sien hoe die individue beter raak, maar dis omdat die span beter raak en daai momentum nou voor te bou. En net 'n goeie performance in naweek is waarvoor ons uitsien.
So Emmanuel, just have it up. In the past, when South African teams had to travel to Italy, it would have been a formality for South African teams just to go to Italy and just collect the 5 points there. Is it a formality this weekend against Benetton? Because we've seen in 2021 the final between the Bulls and the same Benetton. It wasn't that easy though. Is it a walk in the park for you guys this weekend?
No, definitely not. I think not just in Italy. I think there's no easy game. There's no walk in the park in the entire competition. I think any single game that you take on, whether you're playing away or home, it's always a difficult. It's always a difficult game. We've seen how how the Sharks went through Zebra and they had a difficult game there and they almost lost the game. So I think in the competition, every team that you play against is always it's always going to be a competitive battle. I don't think there's any easy games there. So from my side, I think we all know, not just from my side, I think from a team's perspective as well, we all know that going to Benetton this weekend, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be tough. We're going to have to fight for every point, fight for every inch that we want to get. So we have no doubt we're going to be in for a good battle.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Good luck.
Thank you.
Right, guys, happy days. Collega's, dankie. Jules, Manu, grazie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Good luck, guys.
Cheers, bye.